Hello, I'm Caroline.
And I'm James.
And we'd like to welcome you and thank you for joining our home composting webinar.
Today, we're covering the same material as a face-to-face workshop, but you get to do it in the comfort of your own home.
If you have any questions you'd like to ask, you can email us at waste@warwickshire.gov.uk. We also have a presence on social media on Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest. Just search Warwickshire Recycles.
So, what is composting? Composting is a natural process of decay for organic material in which anything that was once growing rots down to make a rich soil conditioner.
So why compost at home? Well, each year around 12,000 tonnes of home compostable waste is disposed of in residents' rubbish bins. This is not only a waste of a good resource, but it costs you, the taxpayer, money through collection and disposal costs. So now we're going to look at how to compost. To make good compost, we need an even mix of greens and browns. Greens are rich in nitrogen and the browns are rich in carbon. Add the two together and you have the perfect mix. So the sort of materials that we class as greens are grass clippings, food waste, that's raw vegetable food waste, not cooked, plants, flowers, and tea bags. Although some tea bags are made from a man-made material so won't compost down, though these can be ripped open and the leaves emptied into the compost and the bag can then be thrown away into the rubbish bin. Coffee grounds are also a good green. Then we also need to think about the browns. Browns are rich in carbon and may include things like twigs and prunings, shredded paper. We can also put in cardboard and scrunched up newspaper. Although these are best recycled, they can come in very handy at certain times, which we will talk about more in a later slide. Herbivorous pet waste from animals such as rabbits, hamsters and guinea pigs, and also vacuum cleaner waste can also go in the bin. Fallen leaves are another valuable brown, although some people like to keep leaves in a separate pile to create leaf mould. A simple structure of chicken wire wrapped around 4 posts arranged in a square is all that is needed. Put in your leaves and leave them to rot. About 24 months is a good gauge on the length of time it takes, but the longer the better. Leaf mould can be used in making a good potting mix. 1/3 sieved compost, 1/3 leaf mould, and another third of either sharp sand or topsoil.
What not to compost? The main things that we want to avoid putting in the compost bin are meat, fish, dairy, cat and dog waste, and also cooked food. The reason that we avoid putting these in the compost bin is so that we can prevent a buildup of nasty bacteria. Some of these things can also attract rats to the bin, such as cooked food waste. In Warwickshire, all non-compostable food waste can be recycled in the green wheel bin, although some of you will have a chargeable service depending on where you live.
So what conditions do we need for composting? Well, in order to get the composting rotting well, the bin needs moisture, warmth and air. Moisture will come from the greens, warmth will come from the bacteria in the rotting material, and the air will be held in pockets inside the heap. This is when the scrunched up newspaper, egg boxes, toilet roll innards and all the woody browns come in handy. The heap needs air and without it, it becomes anaerobic. This is one reason why browns are so important when composting.
We now move on to some of the mini beasts that you might find inside your compost bin. These include worms, woodlice, fungi, mites, millipedes, beetles, and aerobic bacteria, and all of these work together to help to break down the material inside your bin.
So getting started with your new bin. First of all, you need to place your bin in a half sunny, half shady spot, either on soil or grass, and about 12 inches, 30 centimetres away from a boundary fence. Fill with whatever you have handy. That could be grass clippings, prunings, food waste. Just make sure with the grass clippings and food waste that you add a bit of paper and cardboard. Shredded paper is really good to get that even mix of greens and browns. Add the material as you have it. You will find it will slow down a lot in the winter due to the cold temperatures, but in the spring it will start to get moving again. And a good way to make this happen is to add some greens by possibly mowing the grass, adding those grass cuttings and giving it a stir with a garden fork. We do have some leaflets available. If you would like a copy, do please let us know. how to get started and using your compost, and these go through the steps that we are going through in this presentation. You can have those just as a reminder of what you need to do should you forget. Okay, so now we will cover some common questions. So James, where is the best place for me to site my compost bin?
Well, first of all, you'll need a part sunny, part shady spot. By being part sunny during the winter months, it will get some warmth from the sun that will help keep the contents rotting down. And then, in the summer, by being part shady, this will prevent the bin becoming too hot and drying the contents out. It's also a good idea to ensure the compost bin is about a foot or 30 centimetres away from a fence. This will help to deter rats from entering the bin. So if my compost is too wet, where am I going wrong?
Well, this is generally because there are too many greens in the bin. It's very simple to rectify by adding more browns and giving it a stir. Browns could include items such as scrunched up newspaper and cardboard, shredded paper, and also twigs, prunings and fallen leaves. It is very useful to use newspaper, egg boxes or toilet roll inners if you are struggling to find browns to add. These are also good because they add air pockets to the heap.
So why might it be too dry?
The main reason for this are too many browns, and we need to add more greens to balance the mix. For this, grass cuttings are great. It could also be too dry if the compost bin is in too much sun. The heat of the sun will dry the bin out, so it may be a good idea to move it to a shadier spot if possible. I once noticed an ant's nest in a bin. Why might this be?
Dry conditions are normally the reason ants take up residence. Ants like a warm, dry spot, so by adding more greens to make the heap more moist should encourage them to move on. They will not cause any problems in the bin, but are a good indicator to let you know the bin is too dry. So Caroline, is it likely that my bin will attract rats?
Well, if you follow the guidelines of not adding cooked food waste into the compost bin, this will limit the chances of rats visiting. You shouldn't normally have any problems if you stick with just adding garden waste and non-cooked vegetable waste.
So, following this advice, how long should it take to produce good compost?
We will be looking at around 12 to 18 months from start to finish, so don't get too impatient with your bin. It will compost down given time. Just follow the 50-50 green and brown recipe for a nice even mix, and then 12 to 18 months is what you'll be looking at before seeing a good compost at the bottom of the bin. Now we're going to look at the different types of compost bins available to Warwickshire residents. The Warwickshire Waste Partnership is offering discounted compost bins to residents to encourage composting at home, and there are 3 types of bin available. The first is the standard black compost bin, suitable for garden and uncooked fruit and vegetable waste. Prices start from £9.99 plus delivery and are currently on buy one get one half price. The second type of compost bin is called a green Joanna. The benefit of this type of bin is, as well as it being able to take uncooked food and garden waste, it is also designed to take all types of food waste, including cooked food and meat and bones. Unlike the black Dalek style bin, the green Joanna should be sited in a shady spot for maximum benefit. This compost bin is priced at just £35, including delivery. And finally, we have the green cone food digester. This is an ideal solution for households who only need to deal with food waste, both cooked and uncooked. It should be sited in full sun and requires a hole to be dug for installation. The green cone does not deal with garden waste and is priced at just £30. For information on all of the compost bins mentioned and details on how to order, please visit www.warwickshire.gov.uk/composting. We would like to thank you for tuning in to this webinar. Your feedback is very much appreciated, so please do take a minute to complete the questionnaire by clicking on the link in the description box below. As a thank you for giving your feedback, one lucky winner will be chosen at random to receive a Green Joanna composter, and 5 lucky winners will receive a stylish, collapsible, reusable travel cup. If you have any questions, please contact us at waste@warwickshire.gov.uk or phone 01926 418088. Alternatively, please visit our website at www.warwickshire.gov.uk/composting. Thank you very much and happy composting!